Welcome to The Explainer, where we try to break down some really big ideas. Today, we're going to try and get a handle on the philosopher Slavoj Žižek, who, can be famously complex by unpacking just one single thing, a joke.
That's my second reason. It's just a simple phrase, right? But it's actually the punchline to an old Soviet-era joke. And Žižek says this one joke holds a really deep truth about how we all live. But I mean, hearing the punchline on its own kind of leaves you hanging, doesn't it?
Exactly. To get why the punchline works, you have to hear the setup. And this isn't just about getting a laugh. For Žižek, it's about seeing this hidden logic that he wants to expose in our own lives. Okay, so let's just dive right into this strange little joke.
Now, you gotta understand, for Žižek, this isn't just some silly joke. It's a perfect little story, like a key that can unlock an uncomfortable, hidden truth about the way our society actually works.
So picture this. You have a regular guy, Rabinovich, and he's standing in front of this massive, impersonal state bureaucracy. It's a classic setup for political humor, The little guy trying to outwit the system. And right here is where it starts to get really interesting. He says there are two reasons. One of them is the official reason, the one he's telling the bureaucrat, but the other one, well, that's the real story. So you've got to pay close attention to the logic he's using.
So this is his first reason. He's saying, look, I'm afraid the communists are going to fall, and when they do, the new people in charge will blame the Jews for everything the old regime did. I mean, it's a completely logical, if pretty dark, political fear. But of course, the bureaucrat, who's a defender of the system, he just can't accept that.
And there it is, the official party line. The bureaucrat just spouts the state-sanctioned truth. Our system is eternal, it's perfect, it's never going to fail. It's not just a statement of fact for him. It's practically an order to believe it. And boom, the punchline just lands perfectly. Rabinovich just took the bureaucrat's own rigid, ideological certainty and turned that into the actual reason he wants to get out. So it's not just the fear of the system failing, it's the absolute horror of it succeeding forever. He's showing us exactly how ideology really works. And this is why the joke is so brilliant. It highlights this massive gap. A gap between the official story we're told, what we privately know to be true, and how we act anyway. And if you think about it, that's a gap we all live in pretty much every single day.
This is where Žižek totally flips the script on what we think ideology is. The old idea was that we're basically just brainwashed, like we're fools who don't know any better. But Žižek says, no, that's not it at all. We're cynical. We see the flaws. We complain about the system all the time, but we keep participating. So the real question is, why? Why do we do that?
Well, Žižek has this really provocative word for it: enjoyment. In psychoanalysis, they call it jouissance. And it's not about being happy. It's this weird, hidden satisfaction we get from following the rules of a game that we know is kind of absurd. It's the secret little kick we get from the system itself.
So our enjoyment, it's not found in the things we're supposed to believe in. It's actually hidden in the gaps, in the contradictions, in the very things we pretend not to see. We get this strange satisfaction from the system because its rules let us ignore the messy reality that's hiding underneath it all. And look, this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. Žižek argues that this enjoyment is actually a really powerful political force. It's like the invisible glue that holds entire social systems together, even systems that seem totally irrational or even oppressive. Now, to really get this, we need one more crucial tool from Žižek's toolbox, this concept of the real. So think of it as the raw, chaotic, sometimes traumatic truth of existence that our whole social reality, our ideology, is built to protect us from. It's that horrifying abyss that's just simmering below the surface of our nice, orderly lives. It's all the stuff that our language and our laws and our beliefs can't ever fully contain or explain. It's the stuff of nightmares, really. So here's the crucial point. We don't follow the rules because we think they're true or just. We follow them, and we get this weird enjoyment from it, because they give us a predictable structure that shields us from the terrifying chaos of the real. Okay, so how does this actually play out in the world? Well, this is what Žižek is famous for, right? He uses pop culture to make these really dense ideas suddenly click. He finds these big philosophical structures hiding in plain sight in some of our favorite movies.
I mean, think about movies like Fight Club or The Sixth Sense. Žižek points out that in these movies, the main character is fundamentally mistaken about their own reality. They're living inside a story where they do not understand the most important fact about themselves.
This is just a perfect illustration of the concept. You have Bruce Willis's character in The Sixth Sense. He knows something is deeply, deeply wrong, but he just can't bring himself to confront the traumatic truth, the real, of his situation. So what does he do? He acts as if everything is normal, and he finds comfort in his old routine.
And according to Žižek, we are all doing this all the time. We know our political systems, our economic systems are full of contradictions, full of injustice. But to confront the full traumatic reality of that, it's just too much. So instead, we find our enjoyment in the daily rules and the routines because they allow us to keep ignoring that deeper, much scarier truth.
And that's the powerful, really personal question Žižek's whole analysis leaves us with. I mean, really think about it. That tedious bureaucracy at your job, the unspoken social rules that you might make fun of in public but you follow privately, these aren't just little annoyances. They might be the very structures that give your reality meaning by shielding you from something far more terrifying. And that's the joke, and maybe, just maybe, it's on us.